Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today I wanted to take the time to talk about what I would love to see for Phase 4. These are just some general ideas, stuff that's been floating around for sure out there since the idea of Classic Plus came into effect, as well as just some things that I would just personally love to see, mainly because I think it would be healthy for the game, and I think it would allow people to experience SOD and the game that I am loving to play right now. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the very first thing that I would love to see, especially once we hit level 60, is some kind of legitimately new content that we have never seen before in Classic WoW. So whether that is a new zone, a new raid, a new dungeon, I would just love them to build on what they did with Incursions, because that was sort of taking the vanilla Emerald Dream assets and making them a thing here in Classic WoW, and I thought that that was really, really awesome. And there is so much room to introduce zones, and a lot of private servers like Turtle WoW and things have done this, so it isn't too far out of the reach for Blizzard. They literally just got to copy and paste what private servers have done to give us an example. So a few things that you can look at are going to be here on the map. We can have Hyjal, which is right here. This giant zone of Hyjal is just completely useless. They could do something with the Timbermaw gate here into Winter Spring and all the Timbermaw people here. That could become a hub, and they could do something more with the Timbermaw rep. I know that they said they weren't going to touch this, but Gilneas is over here, just off the map, completely there. Even Twilight Highlands is right here, and it is completely unused. We also have, there's another zone right around here that I'm not sure what it is, and then even Oldham. Pretty much all the zones in Cataclysm are potential new content that they could do. Then they could also do stuff with the Scarlet Crusade. They have two camps here at Hearthglen and Tyr's Hand, which are great questing hubs that could become even more with some very memorable quest lines that you have to do, especially if you do Tyrion for your, I think healers and warriors, or like healers and melee DPS really want to do that Tyrion quest line for some awesome rewards. But there's just so much that they could do. They could even build on the Emerald Dream with the Incursion. So the stuff is there for them to make use of it. It's just, you know, whether or not they want to put in new stuff is up to them. And I don't know how difficult it would really be for Blizzard to do that. Then the next one is I would love to see some secondary profession content. Pretty much since Phase 2 and once we've gotten to 225, fishing, we've kind of maxed out fishing. Like, you're able to do pretty much everything since Phase 2, and there's nothing new. And we have zones like Winter Spring that could very easily touch the ocean and have some in-game fishing. Silithus also could very easily touch the ocean. Then we could also have, you know, up here with EPL, Western Plaguelands, this entire rivers and lakes could have some like plague fish that you could fish. There's just so much of the in-game zones that are just kind of untouched when it comes to fishing, and with fishing pairs great with cooking, so you could have people be able to cook those food into some very nice stat food that is usable the entire in-game phase. And first aid, you can add like some like holy cleansing bandages that cleanse disease or something like that, so players can have personal responsibility in raids instead of just trying to parse and scream at their healers for not cleansing them and stuff like that. Just a little idea. That one might be a little too much, but you get what I'm going with this. We just haven't seen any secondary professions, and they've added quite a lot to the primary stuff for these epic quest lines to get great gear. I'd love to see them continue that and add some secondary stuff. Then this one might be a little controversial, but me personally, I would love for them to give us phasal content. So I would love to progress through Molten Core, into BWL, into AQ, into Nex, and even a new raid at any point in between there. I think that would be really good for the health of the game, because if they give us, how Classic works is like if they give us MC and BWL at the same time, BWL is just infinitely better to go after and go do. I know they said MC is going to be a 20-man raid, which will be really interesting and really fun to do the first couple times for sure. But, you know, farming that later on is going to be very interesting. So I would just love for them to give us the phasal content that they did in Original Classic, obviously at an accelerated rate, but I think phasal content is the way to go because of just the nature of gearing and where it is. They are revamping most of the gear for SOD, so it'll be very interesting to see sort of where it all lands. And if, like, maybe they give us MC and BWL, they make them both 20-man raids, and they split the tier to where, like, tier 1 is completely revamped and really good, but it's in both raids. That'd be kind of cool to see. I don't know to the extent that they're going to do this stuff, but I think it'd be fun. It's SOD. Give it a whirl. You know, it is pretty much a dev playground to see what works, and hopefully, you know, they can learn a lot, and for the next season, or if they give us a true launch of Classic Plus, we could see what all they have learned from it. Then next one that I would love for them to see is profession recipes that are good, that are sought after, that give like the crafters rewards. So like people actually try to find these crafters, similar to like Titanic leggings, Lionheart, +4 to stats, those Uber recipes. I would love to see them implemented for tailoring, leatherworking, even alchemy, you know. They did a great job of this in TBC and Wrath of the Lich King with raid recipes dropping and people needing those gear. It wasn't necessarily BIS, but it was like an upgrade that was better, and people sought after them and went after them. And if they do add tailoring specializations with Spellcloth, Mooncloth, the Ebon Weave, I think this is a really good line to go down so people can get those crafted gears, and make it difficult for people to get. Make them have to farm a rep to Exalted, make them have to really go after it and learn it. That way the crafter feels accomplished and can you know, get compensated for making that craft at a reasonable rate. Obviously, I'm not like saying 100 gold per craft or something, nothing too extortionist, but like something that rewards the crafter for going out there and getting it. Because, you know, I'm a big profession guy. I love professions. In Classic, I literally had almost every recipe in the game for tailoring, enchanting, alchemy, blacksmithing, armor smithing specifically. I pretty much tried my best to have everything. Literally had everything other than leatherworking by the end of it all, and that was a really fun experience, and I loved collecting that way and just being able to be that guy on the server with everything and help out my guildies as well. So that was a really awesome thing. So I'd love to see them build on that, mainly around tailoring specializations, but they can do it with leatherworking. Blacksmithing already has Titanic leggings, Lionheart helmet, but I'm not sure how great they'll be here in SOD, so we'll have to see with that. Then I want to see runes at 60, not just be how it's been for Phase 1, 2, and 3. Like, we got 12 runes, we got 6 runes, we got 6 runes. I don't want them to just be like, okay, Phase 4 launch, here's 6 new runes. I would love for them to do it based off of phases. So maybe give us 6 for MC, 6 for BWL, 6 for AQ, 6 for next. Like, give us runes as we progress so we have something to go out there and get. I really do love the rune system. I do think it's awesome. And that's not just because of all the videos I've made showing you guys how to get them all and how well those have generally done. I do think it's great for the game. It does get a little tedious on your ults sometimes when you're doing the same one over and over again, but I really like them to be unique, not cookie cutter. Do this one, do this one, do this one. But that's just my thoughts on it. Then finally, question for you guys. This one really pertains to you because, like me, I can go and get the world buffs whenever I want to. But do you guys want new world buffs? Do you want no world buffs? Or do you want what they did with Chinese world buffs? So what they did in China was, I think it was at the raid, or you could just come over here and talk to like Sourfang, and he would give you the Onyxia world buff at any time you wanted it. Obviously, it had a cooldown, but you could just get your world buff and be ready to go just by simply talking to him to get your world buff nice and easy with no coordination. I thought that was a really interesting thing, and at the time when I first heard it, I was like, that would have been freaking awesome to have. And that was even before we had chrono boons, so we had to get world buffs and we had to get to the raid without dying, and it was a fun experience. It wasn't really fun, but you get my drift. So I would love to hear what you guys would like to see with world buffs. I think they're a cool thing in Classic, and they reward you to go out there and get them. While they might be tedious, the reward in raid and the damage you do does feel awesome. I know people get very gatekeepy and parsy with it, which kind of sucks, and I feel bad for that type of behavior. But me personally, I love going out there and getting them, and just the reward it has. It has people in the world engaging. There's always people in Felwood because there's always people trying to get their song flowers. Whole add-ons and week cores have been created to track these world buffs, so it's just pretty freaking cool. But anyway, guys, that's what I would love to see for Phase 4. I would love to hear your thoughts, your opinions on all of these points. If you agree, if you disagree, definitely drop it down below. I do read all your comments, and I enjoy them as well. But until next time, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.